this really amazing match.
Hey, I'm ready to watch this. I mean, I'm a little bit sad that I didn't make it all the way, but hey, it was quite the run for me. So I'm happy with that at least. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have some more amazing games from now. Influx and the winner of the first round or the first game that we saw earlier, WatchMuh, and they have actually already met before. So yeah, we're going to see what happens in this instance. Well, who's going to come victorious? Because last time it was November, and Watchma won against Influx 2-1.
Yep. Of course, we i- if you've been around here any length of time, you know what happened the next month. Influx went on his own tear and managed to win our tournament. Watchma giving us just a little bit of top level fun as he gets ready to top out. Yeah, these are two really good players, so I can't wait to see what we're gonna have. We've got it ready from Influx, and as soon as we get it ready from Watchma, we are going to be ready to go.
Indeed, and I mean, it's even well thinking about how far already Influx has made it, as you say, with winning the championship last month. I mean, Watchma is no slouch either. Given that it was in November when he beat Influx, anything can happen as well. So this is going to be another very close match. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, it will go more than 3 games. So we're gonna see. We have the readies from both four players. And we have the countdown in 3, 2, 1, and pills.
And both of these players looking to either create or continue some streaks. Watchma is a regular now in our semifinals, has yet to break through to the finals, and I know he's ready to put an end to that streak. And Influx, having finished the last tournament as the winner, is hoping to start a streak of making the finals himself. As we're seeing, Influx or Watchman having a lot of going on high on his board, but is getting some really amazing clears to take everything down, and is within just a few viruses of Influx.
Yeah, indeed. The only thing with the Watchman's board is the fact that there's not a lot of yellow on the top line. Trying to open up those last 2 viruses that he has, and the rest of it is mostly red. So he's going to need perhaps one of the surges. This would be the right time for it.
Yeah, looking at Influx, he's got a lot going on his top line. I'm not sure how much of it's garbage. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't see where the play was going to go, but I knew he had something in mind. Uh, Meanwhile, on Watchma's side, he's just going to need to do a little he decided not to go for the D sandwich. So he's just going to need a couple more red pills, this last blue, and he should be out very shortly. And it's going to be still pretty close.
Yeah, it's about 15 seconds of difference. So it's an important difference, but nothing that cannot be overtaken. We're only at the first level so far, but we can see that influx already about 8 to 10 viruses about that distance. Not a lot of yellow, and he had to clear a lot of yellow garbage. So that double yellow that he got earlier was very useful.
Yeah, he's still managed to kind of hold serve. The deficit is, well, now it's down to two viruses. But looking at Watchma's side, it's all blue all the time on his top line. So if he doesn't get, a little bit of a misdrop there. If he doesn't get the pills that he needs, that's going to spell quite a bit of pain for him.
Yeah, and right now needing, as you say, a lot of blue to try and open up other colors. There's not a lot of yellow, however, again on his board, it's very lacking on that. Only 3 viruses left, and they are pretty buried at the moment.
Yeah, he's finding ways to use that garbage. That's one of the keys to this game is figuring out how to use garbage, when to use garbage, and On Inflox's side, you can see he's having the same issues with all the yellow that's stacked up around him. Um, and it's 6-16, and overall, it's going to be close, but Inflox still maintaining that slim lead that he had at the end of the last level.
Indeed, it's just going to be a couple of yellows for Influx in order to get out of this level. He's going to be out at 316. And on the other side, WatchMuh still trying to find some blue. He has all of the other colors, available and almost gone at this point. So it's just a matter of waiting for the RNG to cooperate.
Yep. WatchMuh with a lot of opportunities for doubles. He just needs the pills, and looks like he's going to take horizontal, take the top, and he'll be out at a 346.
Very nice pairing of viruses there at the end by WatchMuh. That's exactly what you want to do in order to have to not wait for a lot of RNG to come your way. So excellent play there at the end.
And he's managed to do well. Still not seeing yellow. Neither neither of our players right now has a lot of access to yellow. Influx finally getting it available on his right side, but spent a lot of time just looking at red and blue viruses.
I mean, well, WatchMuh having to play around that double blue that's on columns 2 and 3. He tried to move it all the way to the left in order to perhaps put it in column 1 and take those two viruses that you can see still there. So yeah, he's not getting a lot of blue either, and not comfortable blue, so to say, in order to take out that without creating a lot of garbage around it.
Both players having to overcome quite a heavy garbage situation. Influx hoping to get another red at some point so that he can pull off this combo here. Unfortunately, it was a red-blue, and he has now eaten up 2 columns of the blues that he had laid on top. That hurts. Now he's eaten up the third one. He's going to have to either take them vertically or wait to clear either the yellow on the left or the red on the right. That hurts to watch.
Yeah, now he's going to need a blue yellow. He gets it just in time in order to take them out, and they are now out of red at this of blue at this point. I mean.
Yep. On WatchMuh side, yeah, that lack of blue is not doing him any favors. Influx trying to figure out these horizontals. Not sure. Looks like he's going to get the horizontal, get the vertical, and just need one more yellow in order to get out of this at a 551. He is at a level 12 and into the final level of the match, of the game. Not the match
Yeah,
yet.
this
We're
is a
not
pretty
there.
nice. Yeah, this is a pretty nice time there for Influx. Very very swift movement across the first 3 levels so far, and yeah, he's trying to put as much land between himself and WatchMuh. I'm sure he knows what WatchMuh can do, so better to not tempt fate.
Absolutely. As WatchMuh gets some good plays, just isn't going to be able to get that blue horizontally, doesn't look like. So switching strategies is going to, yes, get a really, really good bit of drop time, but manages to use it to his advantage. Just needs one more blue, and he's going to be out, if the doctor will ever give him another blue, at a 652.
Yeah, but Influx already with half of the level already gone, so definitely a big advantage so far for Influx at this point. I mean, not a lot of problems in Influx's board. He even using that garbage I was going to mention, but yeah, he finds a way to drop it down and actually use it for good.
Yeah, he built a combo just as I finished a second ago. At it looked like it was about to lock the game up. It was that large. It's just crazy watching that sort of stuff happen.
Yeah, and you have to be careful because those combos, yeah, definitely can break the game. You don't want to do that while on tournament. And Influx is going to be out at 7:37,
That is
almost a half a minute from the times of the other semifinal, if I'm correct. So that's a great time.
that is absolutely a great time. Um, so don't tell Packy because we all know what happens when Packy finds out that his hot time has been beaten. Uh, it it just gets worse for whoever plays against him next.
Yeah, good thing that that semifinal has already happened. So otherwise, yeah, someone would have suffered a lot more.
Absolutely. So we're watching his WatchMuh. Looks like he's checked his time. Up now he's continuing on with the level. No, okay. He
Okay,
is
watch
he
myself.
is going ahead and letting it go. And Packy says in
Okay,
the chat, "Oh,
yeah,
I know."
Pac knows. Oh boy. Well, time to avoid Pac in round in semifinals.
Yeah, now you know which side of the bracket to get on next month, folks. So GG's to both players in this first game. We're gonna shake it off, get ready for our readies, and we'll be ready to start on this game two of our second semifinal. Readies from both players.
I mean, not just going into it very quickly. I mean, Influx pretty sure that he's ready whenever, but WatchMuh just trying to put behind that set of levels and move on. Try again.
All right, as we start up this, one thing I notice is that both players have at least two full rows all the way across. Um, and I don't play this level block often enough to know how common that is, but it sure seemed like a massive cluster right in the middle of both boards. So it'd be interesting to see how our players attack these.
Yeah, and I will say that WatchMuh opening up quite a bit of his board. It's just that corner on the right side that is going to take some time, but nonetheless, it's a pretty nice opening so far from WatchMuh. Influx with a lot of red on the top line, however, and that's slowing him down. Trying to play around it, however, but yeah, it probably would be better if there wasn't that much red.
WatchMuh really looks to be digging very deeply down into this level 10. Influx we know is at any point just one or two combos away from making things crazy. So we know to expect that. But WatchMuh, assuming he gets the pills that he needs, and that has not been the case here lately, will be getting through with this at a fairly decent time here.
It's just a matter of opening up those last reds. All of them could go in one sweet motion if WatchMuh so decides to go for it. As we see Influx getting out of level 10 at 134.
Yep, that's a great time for Influx. Watchman's going to be just behind him, finally getting the reds that he needs, gets the two blues, and it's going to be a 150.
Right, so about 15 seconds once again, like in last time. So Influx already putting some ground between himself and WatchMuh.
Yep, let me see. Influx setting up some really nice horizontal combos. That one was particularly sweet. Uh, but WatchMuh is already within 10 viruses of getting into this lead. Overall,
Yeah,
getting himself
WatchMuh. Oh, sorry.
no, I was saying he's got a good board. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that WatchMuh using very nicely his pills, actually figuring out some horizontals that dropped some of the pills in order to use them fully. So yeah, it's been so far a great opening from WatchMuh. Oh, and of
Oh
course the
yeah.
commentator occurs there by dropping that red yellow at column 7 slightly off.
Yeah, just missed the target by just a touch, and that's going to force a whole lot more vertical play. And it hasn't cost him a lot of time yet, as Influx is still only about 10 viruses ahead. But a couple of combos and that will change quickly.
Yeah, it's usually those vertical pills that are misplayed. If they are of two colors, they usually are going to be quite the slowdowns, as they are going to take a lot of time to try and clear them, or else you have to figure out another way to play around them.
So Influx is out at a 319. WatchMuh is really going to have to just play some lights out Dr. Mario to overcome this deficit. But again, as we keep saying, we've seen stranger things happen here.
Yeah, definitely. It's not over until the virus count is on zero and the level is 13. So there's still a good chunk of time to go. So we'll see how WatchMuh tries to overcome this. But making so far good work. That pill is still being a bit of a mess, given that there's the last virus on top of it, having to clear it eventually. So yeah, it's going to take some reds and some blues in order to finally get out of this level.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that blue drops right into a horizontal garbage clear, so it takes the full three. He's going to be out at a 421.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there. It cost him about a second extra there, waiting for the right pills. Not too much punishment there from Dr. Mario. Sometimes he can behave way worse. So yeah, not
And
not 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 a terrible situation.
the doctor's not giving him the best board health here at the top of this level 12. Just so much red. Uh, he clears out some red, and there's more red underneath of it. It's not fun. It's not fun to see that whenever a player is needing the best possible RNG, and the doctor says, "Well, that's when I'm going to give you the worst."
Yeah, sometimes even the RNG is already set from how the board looks at the beginning, and as you say, there's the same color once you clear some of it, and that's the color that you don't want to see. You want to open up other colors to try and play something else. Oh, and I think that this is one of those situations where you say that misplaced breathe, misplaced watch mice, making quite a few mistakes there in columns 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, I think that this is already cooked, and he's trying to play aggressive. I praise that, but yeah, I think that was too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do whenever whenever the mist drops start coming, and you're probably a little bit behind, and then these things happen, and it's just what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
But
a bit unfortunate there, but well. Oh, another misdrop there. That one is flipped around. Oh boy. Well, lots of things happening here. The best thing I think at this point is for WatchMuh to try and breathe, take a quick look, and just readjust himself.
absolutely. This isn't the first two rounds. You've still got one more, even if you are out and lose the first two. So this is the time to definitely don't let yourself relax too much, but take a breather, figure out what's in your head, and just get right on through it. Looking over at Inflox's side, he is just cruising right along. Got good board health on all over the place. If anything, he's going to be limited in his reds. As yeah, now it's just a lot of yellow on his top line. But overall, yeah, and he's getting the pills. Nice
Okay,
sweet tea
it's
coming out there.
yeah, and it seems that WatchMuh issues are perhaps because of the controller. It might seem that that's what he's saying on chat, probably, well, on his stream. So we'll see what's the situation there. We definitely don't want a player to be suffering because of that, and that might be the cause of all of this.
One of the things that if you go to our Discord, and feel free to check that out, there is a whole board on technical discussion for this game. And one of the things that has been discovered is that some of these extra taps that you get in the game are, in fact, part of the programming, where the game just isn't able to process, or it checks at an inopportune time. As Influx is out at a 755, sometimes it isn't just you; it is the game itself that is being awful. So uh, I hope I hope that if that is what the problem is, that Watchman is able to clear right through it. And if it's not, I hope he's got a spare controller handy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that explains why I can hyper tap. I'm not even a hyper tapper in any sense. It's probably the game being suspect.
Yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about the game is that you can blame it for pretty much anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've done that quite a few times for sure. As we see here, WatchMuh just trying to clear this level, probably just trying to yeah say, okay, Mario, you don't got me. I can deal with you. So yeah,
Right?
this is one way to do it.
Mario takes the first round, but will he win the war? That is the question. Folks, we're not playing against each other here. We're playing against the game. Always. Every time.
Yeah, it's believe it or not, it's a war against the RNG in
It
this
really
case.
is.
I think yeah, WatchMuh was going to wait for to solve those reds at the same time. There you go. It's going to get that, and just gonna have to clear that last column.
And I
Very
think
nice.
this is, I was just going to say, I think this is a very good decision by WatchMuh to go ahead and play this out. It gives him a chance to double check on the controls, make sure that everything feels right. But also, you don't want to let go. You don't want to let go of the one that's trying to bite you. You bite it right back. So GG's for both players, and now we are setting up for our third game in this best of five.
Alrighty, so it's gonna be match point for influx, and yeah, this should only give more fuel to WatchMuh in order to try and bring it back. As Sarah points out, maybe a reverse sweep could happen. So we'll see. All right, we have ready from both our players.
Even though neither player was ready. Okay, now they're ready. Um,
Okay, now they're ready. Yeah. Well, they're mentally ready.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you can't discount the mental game here. The difficulty of being there for as long as these games can go. It's a lot. But we have our 3, 2, 1 pills in chat, and Watchman immediately gets a pill he can't really use. That's the doctor just adding insult to injury right there.
Yeah, definitely. And well, I've noticed that level 10 kind of tends to want to play that way, where it's going to give you some RNG that's pretty remarkably awful. So yeah, it seems that it's WatchMuh who's once again getting hit by that. But nonetheless, now he has a very nice board and making good progress at it.
Yes, indeed. As we look over on Inflox's side, Um, he's going to be playing up high for a little bit. He's got that cluster on that left side. I know he wants to do horizontals everywhere that he can on these, but it's going to require a little bit of bridge building as he gets that first one with the use of some garbage. Looks like he's going to get the second and still going to have to get rid of some garbage to pay for it. But overall, it's still one of the best ways to make it clear is to get a double. So Influx manages to do that.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations where the doubles are also like on an edge, so there's only one way to approach them. Usually, when you have doubles horizontally, you can approach them from both sides, and then you have some options to attack them. But in this case, yeah, there was only the option of going for the bridge or else having to take them one by one. But that was very nice play by Influx.
It was, and on WatchMuh's side, we see that he's used that time to get out at a 145. That is a really really good time for this level. Um, it's he's not gonna let it stop him. He's not gonna let the rough time stop him there. Influx out at about a 154 as well.
Yeah, so it's about 10 seconds now in favor of WatchMuh. Very nice opening so far, and that's exactly what you want to do in these situations of game 3 to try and bring out your best games and make it a close one.
If I'm not mistaken, Watchma's preferred version of Dr. Mario is in fact the SNES version, where the pill combinations come out better. The feel of the game is different. So seeing him be able to do well at more than one different version of the game, that's something really amazing to see.
Oh, definitely, and it's quite the adjustment you have to do in order to play this version. It's the same game essentially, but it doesn't feel the same. So that's props for WatchMuh. And I mean, in that other game, doubles actually exist.
Yeah, yeah, it's an amazing feeling. You start playing and then, oh hey, there's the doubles that I didn't get in any other version. So, yeah, the doctor might have actually spent a couple of hours in medical school before the SNES version was released.
Yeah, that one actually feels like he's got a proper degree.
Yeah, still no bedside manner though.
Nah, that's obviously a given that it's missing from him. Well, as we as we see, watch him already at his last two viruses, he's going to take them out with his red and be out at 337.
That is a great time again. He's really not letting that last game get to him and is finding ways to just get really good clears. So,
Definitely, at this point, I mean, that last game really fired him up.
yeah, WatchMuh wants a game four. Our chat wants a game four. Y'all get hyped on this. We're seeing some really good Dr. Mario going on here.
And at this point, WatchMuh just well starting to get there with a little bit of trouble with not a lot of yellow on the top line, but manages to open up another virus. So trying to have options to play all of these pills. That right side has a little bit of garbage there on column 6, but nothing that cannot be recovered.
Yep, as we see, still staying about a 7 or 8 virus lead, upwards of 9 for WatchMuh. He's keeping his board just as well as he can, given the pieces that he's getting. Going to find a nice little combo going on there. WatchMuh's board is a little bit lower, but he's got much more of a cluster down at the bottom of his board, with about a 7 or 8 virus lead now.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of drop time there for that column 1 because, well, there's well, essentially not too many ways to try and clear those viruses up. Yeah, there you go. There's going to be some drop time. But on the other half of his board, he was doing such fantastic work, and now it's very low. So it's just a matter of waiting for the right pills.
Yes, indeed. So we've got WatchMuh down into single digits, and we've got again about 7 or 8 virus lead. WatchMuh almost not making it into this round as he had to. Or we thought he was going to be completely dropped. Dimwit being the excellent sport that he is, and just the fan of this game being played that he is, agreed to play WatchMuh in the last round, and WatchMuh getting the win in our first round of the night.
Yeah, definitely. It's just talks about the sportsmanship between all of these players that we'd rather try and play this and go out with our best game than rather to uh, just go through here and win this just by forfeit. So very nice there by the with definitely. As we see that WatchMuh still keeping quite some advantage from inphlox, but this is the last level, and we're seeing that inphlox is trying to just push down very hard. So yeah, he knows he probably knows he's behind, and yeah, trying to shorten the distance.
Yeah, this is these are two players. Both of them are players that you can't just let up against. If you've got the other one on your screen, you know it's time. I've got to really ramp up my play, no matter which round it is, no matter how much of a lead you think you have, no matter how well you're playing. You know you've got to take each of these players very seriously.
Yeah, definitely. And at this point, Influx is very close to Watchma just to. It was just one virus at one point, but Watchma finally getting some reds in order to open up the bottom part of his ball.
Now, Watchman is going to be needing quite a bit of red and blue as he gets to the bottom. He's got a lot of double opportunities, but I'm not sure the pills are going to show up for him for them. On Inflox's side, he's got a few opportunities for that as well, but it's just an odd set of shapes. We talk a lot about pill shapes or about virus shapes here, and finding the right ones, that's going to be the difficult task that is facing inphlox here as he tries to get the sweep uh, against WatchMuh, who is closing his way into preventing that.
Yeah, and at this point, it's both of them trying to work with those columnates. It's just going to be a matter of who gets, well, in Watchma's case, when he gets the reds in order to open up his right side and his left side, and now it's just the yellows. So it's yellows versus reds, and I think, oh,
Oh,
it's take 25. Oh, and Influx has a 2-second advantage on the timer, and he takes it with an 8:23.
wow. Wow. That
Well,
was practically a simul clear in our time, but that 2 second difference, that was wow. I don't think we're going to need to go for a confirmation on that. I know we've got a couple of our couple. So
yeah,
it is confirmed. We just got that from one of our mods that it is a 2 point victory for Influx. So
great.
thank you guys very much for that.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna prepare for the final. We're going to be back with you in just a second, as we're going to see Influx versus Paki in this January final. Stay tuned.